Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to another podcast. Welcome to another episode on the Growth Project podcast. As y'all know, my name is Charisse, and I am forever your host. So, wherever you guys are watching this from, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're not on YouTube, I will definitely ask you to come through. Come through on YouTube. It's the only place where I get to see your comments and interact with you guys. But welcome to another Friday night chat. Today is all about motivation. Today is a simple video. We're going to be all about motivation. So if you are just joining us for the first time, let me know where you are. Let me know where you're joining us from. Put it in the chat and let's get started. Hi. So, motivation. Today's title is You're More Powerful Than You Think. And this is what we're going to be discussing a little bit today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna let everyone come in. Nice to see you. Nice to see everyone here. My YouTube fam. Oh, no, my IG fam. Come on over. All right, so let's start, right? Let's do this. You're more powerful than you think. So today, I had an extremely busy day. And the biggest part of my day was talking to so many wonderful souls who have a lot of power, ideas, purpose, and yet still don't know kind of like what to do with it, or still worried about what people will say, or very much just still in their head about how all of this is supposed to look. And this kind of inspired today's conversation. Let me know where you guys are joining from in the chat. Let me know who's here. I'm seeing some people coming in. I want to know who's here. But essentially, it inspired today's chat because we have a lot of great excuses. Okay. I want you to understand this, that the things that are in your brain are valid. They're valid. And I don't remember where I saw this, but it says that people don't come to you with their problems. So if you're in any type of position as a coach, a counselor, or someone who guides people in general, most people come to you just with their problems. They come to you with solutions, meaning they've come to you with things and behaviors and ways of being that was a solution for them at one point in their life. So something happened, and this was the solution that they came up with on how to act now, how to be. That was their solution, and that thing has helped them for, let's say, a long time, and now it's kind of getting in their way. Or maybe it was a maladaptive practice, but they're coming to you with solutions, not just problems. So sometimes it's about opening up perspective around how the things that keep us safe and the things that have protected us in the past may also very much be the same things that are holding us back from our next level. And that is a hard pill to swallow. It is a very hard pill to swallow. Trust me, I know that it is a very hard pill to swallow. Hold on, let me adjust myself really quickly. I know it is a very hard pill to swallow, thinking that the things that actually help you, the things that keep you safe, and the things that you may feel good about, sure about, could be the things stopping you from going to your next level. So, I'll give you guys, I love to use myself as examples. And, one thing I've always loved about myself or I've valued about myself was, my brain. I love thinking of myself as a sort of like brainiac. I hope you guys can actually hear me. Give me 1 second. Um, Sorry. Seems like my mic got unplugged. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I was saying I loved my brain, right? I like thinking of myself as a little brainiac, and I got a lot of positive, like positive praise, and everything versus like based on how smart I was growing up, right? I got a lot of confirmation and validation and praise about my intellect and my brain and my potential to go far in this lifetime based off of this if I hone this part of myself. So that is what I did for a very long time. I'm just adjusting myself because not liking the review. So that's what I did for a very long time. I super valued this part of myself. I was that girl who was just extremely logical, extremely intellectual. Like everything had to make sense, or else it didn't make sense. And I was that girl. I am still like I'm still that girl today. I research everything. I love coming with facts. Literally don't have a fight or a debate with me. But I'm still very much that girl. The difference is back then I used to over identify with that aspect of myself and lead only with that aspect of myself to the point where I was disconnected from other parts of myself um, that was kind of like holding me back from going to the next level. So I never ever thought before that I was a creative person. If you asked me before if I was a creative person, I would say no. I would say no. I'm like, oh, I'm not a creative person. I love creativity. I love art. I love music. But I myself, I'm not a creative person. And I used to say that for a very, very, very long time. And what I came to learn was that that was not true at all. Um, I am insanely creative, and that creativity comes in different ways. Some of us have very, very creative ways of thinking. Some of us are very creative with our words, with writing, with how we speak. Some of us are very creative through, let's say, the more traditional ways of creativity, like dance and art and singing and songwriting and poetry. And some of us are creative in other ways. Like I learned that creativity wasn't something that was just like if you paint, you're creative, and like if you act, you're creative. I learned that honestly, you could be an architect and be creative. You can. Creativity is a way of thinking and being versus like an actual like a talent. I feel like it's a way of channeling. So, anyways, I never thought I was creative. I was super logical. I relied completely on my brain. I was the ideas girl. I was not the actual physical creative girl. And um, throughout my time on my journey and my healing and just coming truly back to myself, I realized that that was not true at all. As a kid, I was an extremely expressive and creative kid in the sense of like, I used to love to sing and dance and like show off and like be on the stage and like act and like be a little bit dramatic. But truly sing and dance. Like I was convinced at a certain point that I would be on Disney. Like please tell me how a little kid in Grenada was going to be on Disney. I did not know, but I truly believed at a certain point that I was going to be on freaking Disney channel, right? So that was me. But growing up, I lost that. I over prioritized my intellect and my smarts. And I lost that aspect of myself, or I didn't develop that aspect of myself. So coming back into myself, I realized that, like I said, I was creative. I
started my podcast and I realized, hey, my ideas, I have a lot of creative ideas. The way I storytell is creative. The way I put my graphics together is creative. Like just so much creativity started spilling out of me when I actually gave myself the chance and the vehicle to actually be creative. And I allowed myself to explore that and to find that aspect of me. And I didn't judge my creativity. Like I didn't say like, oh, it needed to look like that, or I had to do poetry, or I had to. I was just like, let me just see what comes through me, And that is what is creativity. It's like this, like what comes through you. I find what comes through you naturally, what comes through you when you just want to create. So all that to say is that when I got on this journey and I wanted to start my podcast, I wanted to get my ideas out there. I knew that I wanted to be some sort of like thought leader, shape the world through thoughts, through ways of thinking, help people think for themselves. One of the first things I did that really got in my way, well, it wasn't something I did, it was just how I was. I was a huge perfectionist. So every single thing that I put out had to be perfect. I spent hours editing podcast episodes to never put them out. I just over analyzed everything because I led with that thing here, right? The thing that I've always prioritized. And I was like, this is going to make me successful. This is going to get me here. I just need to find the strategy. Once I have the strategy, once I have the social media strategy, once I know how much times I have to post, what I have to post, what my niche is, it's a straight shot from there. And I'm truly here to tell you guys that that was not the case. And for so long, I literally like almost had nervous breakdowns over finding my niche. Like finding my niche, I hate that concept. And we will go more into it on this podcast. But it's a concept that I hate. And I'm not going to say hate. Like hate is a strong word, but I think that when you give that advice to people who don't understand the nuances of find your niche, it can stunt you more than anything. All that to say is that I came more in balance with myself. I realized that over identifying with my brain wasn't going to get me to the next level, that I actually had to go back into my body, feel, be real, ask myself what's real for me, not what strategy says, not what people say I should pose, but what is really coming through me. I had to connect more with my intuition. I had to literally slow down my way of life to be able to connect back with myself, listen to my inner voice. So when you hear super logical, brainy, smart girl, you don't necessarily think that that is the girl who is, following her intuition, listening her inner voice, connecting with her body, listening to her feelings, listening to not the same, right? So I had to kind of like balance this, stop over identifying with my brain and thinking that even though I have extreme mind power, that was going to get me where I needed to go. I had to balance out and integrate other aspects of myself, like creativity, like I said, following my intuition, listening to my inner voice. Like those are things that helped me be here right now and not just strategy, not just finding a niche, not just all of those things. And when I had 3 wonderful calls today, and a lot of us are still hung up on, I don't know what to do, I don't know my niche, I don't know who I'm talking to. And this call, this session, this episode, I just want to remind you that you're more powerful than you think. So, why do I say that? Why do I say that you're more powerful than you think? It's because I want to remind us that you are not your brain. So a lot of the times we let me just put something computer on here. You are not your brain. Okay. I want to remind you guys that you're not your brain. You're not your mind. You're not even your body. Okay, these are tools, vehicles, um, spaces that we inhabit to express, to live, to experience. But this is not you. You are not your thoughts. You're not your thoughts. You are behind the thoughts. You are the what that is observing your thoughts. If you were your thoughts, you would never be able to observe them. You just see them, but you're not. You're observing them. You hear what they say, so they're not you. And I want to remind you of the fact that you are not these aspects of yourself that you think you are, like your thoughts, like your thoughts, your brain, your body. You are so much more than that. You're so much more powerful than that. And when we give our power away to things like our thoughts, and we think we can't do it, or we think this is how it works, or we think you're giving your power away to something that is not you. Like you, you know, guys know I love my analogies, so I'm trying to see if one comes through. You can't give your power away to a thought. Do you sometimes have crazy thoughts? Like, have you just ever been in the subway and your brain just like, what if you just like step in front of the train? Only if that doesn't happen on a regular. Please. If it does, please seek some guidance. But like, haven't you ever had those thoughts? Like, I every time before I used to cross the street. Okay, when I cross the street, I used to be like, yo, what if someone just like goes through and like hits me? That's a thought. That's a thought. That is not me. Like that is not who I am. That is a thought. And when we over identify with our thoughts and we think we are our thoughts, we end up believing everything that our brain says. We have to understand. I think we said that in last week. Our soul, the one we all know that we have, right? I think every religion or every um, belief system usually believes we have a soul. Our soul, super wise, super wise, been here, been through a lot. Our minds, our brain only lived this lifetime, meaning that your brain is as old as you are, meaning it's been conditioned. It's been, a lot of people have told it many things. A lot of things have been put in there. And it doesn't mean that it's true. So to believe what your brain says over what you know in your heart and soul is a crazy notion. And to also believe what your mind says without being aware and conscious of the things that you are thinking is truly like, I don't know why there is this like a little bit like rebel spirit that's coming out right now, but I'm like, it's like you're saying yes to a program and you have absolutely no idea what's playing. You're just saying yes, 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 yes. But you have no idea what's actually playing in the background. You don't even know the song, but you're just soaking up all the lyrics and you're acting it out, but you don't even know what's playing. So the first thing that I really just want to say is that you are not your brain, you are not your thoughts. You can actually create thoughts. You can choose thoughts. You can choose how you want to be. You can choose what you want to think. Okay? There is, I was talking about this today. This week, you can go through this week. It's 7 days. For the 7 days, you can choose to be in a vibration, in a spirit of sadness or of stress, right? Or you can choose to pass the same time, the same 7 days, in a whole different state of being. The 7 days will still pass, but you have a choice on how you will experience those 7 days. And a lot of times we let life happen to us and we don't happen to life. We just let ourselves be victims of circumstances. We let ourselves just say, well, this is what happened to me. This is what is, and this is just how it's always going to be. We don't choose our thoughts. We don't choose our path. We just go with what is prescribed to us. Get up, take a shower, go to bed, not go to bed, go to work, drive to work, get to work. Don't like it, take your break, wish your shift was over, drive back in traffic, come home, look at Netflix, maybe have maybe talk to your partner, sleep, we'll do it again. This is living on autopilot. And if you love your job, this doesn't apply to you. And this is not just about a job, this is about a way of life. Living in a way that's not intentional, living in a way that you have a zero control over your life. You don't, you're literally, all you did was put the game on and it's on computer mode. The computer's playing. You're not even playing. You're not even awake. You're not even here. You're just you're just on computer mode. And that is like I feel like that's a waste of a life. To be here, to be able to experience, to be able to live, to be able to create, to be able to have this experience and have this power and to just completely give it away and to just disregard it and live life on computer player mode, on NPC mode, not even like NPC mode. Like you're not even here. So you're more powerful than what your brain says. Understand that your brain and the thoughts that you have in your head, they say that we have over, I don't even know, like we can have like between 20,000, 50,000 thoughts a day. Most of them are thoughts that you replayed over and over again. You almost think of the same thing every day, which is absolutely crazy when you think about it. If we had 60,000 thoughts a day, can you believe that we are mostly thinking the same thoughts every single day? And then we want our lives to be different, but we don't know really where to start. Change is not very easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. When you want to change, you have to understand that there's a lot of mechanisms that you have to unlearn and that you have to be so freaking like you have to be so freaking intentional to truly change, to glow up, to transform. Everyone wants to be in their glow up era and their soft girl era. And so many people are jumping on trends that will be damaging to them because they actually don't have the like a solid basis and mindset to actually make that lifestyle work for them. They think that because they change their wardrobe and stuff like that, like they entered into a whole new identity and era. But you will always fall back to what's easiest for you, what's always been, if you don't understand that you have power over who you are. Who you are is not an accumulation of just the past. Who you are is not just from age this to that. Who you are is so much more. There's who you're being right now. There's that. But who you are is so much more. And a quote that I really love, I didn't put it up here, but it says, your future doesn't care about your past, and neither should you. Your future doesn't care about your past. Your point of attraction is right here, right now. We talked about it in one of our first videos. If the speedster, if Flash goes back to the past and he switches one small thing, it's going to create a ripple effect and change the present moment. So if you're in the present moment now, that's the past to the future, right? If you change one small thing right now, that could ripple out and change things in the future. Your point of attraction is right here, right now. You choose right here, right now, what it is that you're going to do, what you're going to think, who you're going to be. Everything that came before doesn't have to matter if you don't like, it doesn't matter if you decide here and now what you want your future to be like. When we when we when we think about decisions, we base our decisions not on hope but on fear. When we make decisions, we don't look towards the future, we look towards the past. When we're making decisions, we look at not, oh my God, like I can totally do this. I will stretch. Oh my God, this is such a great opportunity for me to stretch and become and be and grow. And wow, I never thought this opportunity would come to me. You know what? I can't wait to better my skills or figure it out. No, we look at the past. Have I ever done anything like this? Oh my God, remember when I failed at this new thing that I tried to do? And then we automatically say no to the present based off something that no longer exists. Can you imagine saying no to an opportunity that's going to catapult you to another level in your future based off of something that no longer exists, based off a past choice, based off a past you that you're no longer? When we make decisions, we want to make decisions looking forward, not looking back. Get some water, y'all. Who's in the building with me? Hello, Jennifer. Nice to see you guys. I know I usually have my little slideshow, but today I just wanted to talk to you guys off the dome, just straight talk to you guys. So you're not your thoughts, you're not even your body, you're not your brain, you're not your body. You're so much more than that. And I really, really implore and encourage you guys to think for yourself and choose your thoughts, choose your beliefs. We're in a we're in a realm where belief, faith, will are some of the strongest magnifiers. Love being one, we'll talk about it as well. But this is all a belief game. Um, it's not for no reason that billions of dollars go into every single day into telling us what to believe. Think about the media. Think about the media. Think about advertising. Hate to say it, but think about religion. Think about all these things from the school. Again, I'm just nuance people. Like go with nuance. You know, I'm not saying any of these things are necessarily bad. I'm using them as examples to show you guys how belief is so freaking important in this realm. It has been so important that billions of dollars of resources, of energy has gone behind telling us exactly what to believe, telling us exactly what to think. Have you ever seen a congregation of people? Have you ever seen people gathered together believing in the same cause? Do you see how powerful that is? Anybody in their right mind would want to harness that power and that belief because we know Believing is being. Believing is being. You see what you believe, whether you believe it or not. Whether you believe what I'm saying, you see what you believe. You can only confirm what you believe. So every single day, billions of dollars go towards programming how we think. It goes to telling us what to think, telling us what to believe. As women, telling us how to act, telling us what to believe about ourselves, telling us our worth, telling us what we're here for, telling us our purpose. Advertising, telling us what will look good on us, telling us what's the trend, telling us what's the new body type that we need to have. It's all based on a belief where people are flying cross country to get a body and to get and doing death defying things to themselves based on a belief that they will be more valuable, more attractive, more they'll have a better chance of having a partner. This is all belief. It doesn't make it fact, but it's belief. And if you can control the beliefs of people, you have a lot of power because belief is extreme power. Faith, belief, these are things that are so powerful in our realm. So if this is a belief game, ask yourself, what are you fueling with your belief? What are you fueling every single day by what you consume? What do you believe in? What do you believe in? Because your belief is energy, okay? Your belief is literal energy and it's currency. That's why billions of dollars go into it every single day because it actually is worth something. So it's currency. So if you see it as money, what are you spending your belief on? What are you amplifying with your belief? What are you choosing to support with your belief? Do you believe that you can never make it? Do you believe that um, life will always be this way? Do you believe that you're unlovable? You're not a good person? Like, what do you believe? Because every single day, that's where you're putting your energy. Every single day, that is what's growing. Every single day, that is what you're spending money on. And the craziest part and the thing that I discovered during this journey that I didn't know, I mean, I knew a little bit when I was younger. I've always been a little bit of a rebel, is that you can choose your beliefs. I'm very passionate about this topic because it makes so much sense, yet society is completely based upon the opposite. Our current structure of society and of what we think are based on what other people have thought in the past or ideals that people have wanted to pass down, ways that certain people, let's be real, let's be fucking for real, certain people wanted to structure society like, right? So if you're there and you're looking at a group of people or sheep or animals or whatever, and you're the leader, you're like, okay, I want them to stay here, so I'm going to create a fence and a barn. Oh, I want them to eat at this time, so I'm going to have some dogs and they're going to run around at this time. Oh, I want you structure things the way that you feel like it's going to work best based off your objective. And that is what we've succumbed to. We've succumbed to other people's ideals of us. We don't even think our own thoughts. So to even believe that the things that are in your head, like I said, if you didn't put them there, is insane. We barely think our own thoughts. Have you ever thought to talk to someone and they're literally just repeating shit they heard? Like you're like, that's a TikTok. I literally heard the exact words on the TikTok. Like, if you don't think for yourself, if you don't choose the things that you believe in, like how do you know that you're even really like real? Like how are you even you? How are you not just a robot? And I don't know, I'm not angry today. I promise you guys. It's just I don't know. I'm just passionate about this. It's like you really need to look at yourself and ask yourself the things that I believe that I'm putting currency on, that I'm supporting every day by thinking it, are they even real? Who told me they were real? Did I see it being real? Well, first of all, if you believe it, you'll see it. So even that. But like, and most importantly, do I want this to be true? Is this what I want to believe in? If you want to believe in a better world, you have all the right to believe in a better world. If you want to believe in a world where you get to do what you love, a world where things are fair, I don't know, whatever you want to believe in, you have the right to. And other people can't tell you what to believe. Why does their belief why is their belief more correct than yours? Like I just please someone explain it to me in the chat. Why are other people's beliefs better than ours? Please. I mean, unless you don't use critical thinking and like your mind is super closed, I get it. But if we're on the same thinking level, I don't understand how someone else's version of life and how I should live would be better for me and what I think or what I believe. I don't know. I'm asking truly because that is what society is made of. People who just follow what everyone else believes. And I'm just asking, I'm wondering, why are other people's beliefs more important or better than mine? What? And I'm not saying I have to put my beliefs on them, but why should their beliefs be put on me? And now I have to abide by them. I don't see the point. I don't see why. So when I meet um, like I said, with these beautiful, brave souls who are literally here to change things on this planet, and they are still conforming in their hearts. It hurts me because you're here to usher a new age in. You're here to usher a new paradigm in. The old paradigm is closing out. We're clearly seeing it. We're seeing it in every sphere, from spiritual to mental to even physical with actual freaking robots. So if you're here to usher in a new era, you have to understand that you are ushering a new era, meaning you are kind of like ahead of the time and you were sent ahead of the time to usher in the new era, meaning not everyone will think like you, not everyone will believe the things that you believe. But it is important for you to hold to those beliefs if you truly believe in your heart and soul that that is what it is. It's important for you to choose beliefs and hold to them because that is what's going to anchor in and create the new reality. But if you know in your heart and soul that you're here to be different, you're here to lead, you're here to usher in this new way of being, but you keep succumbing to the old ideals and to how people think you should be, which is normal and understandable. But I'm just saying, if you know who you are, step up, like act. You're part of the new wave. Act like it. Just act like it. People are gonna get on it anyways. But I don't want to see you guys in the future saying like, I used to say that, y'all didn't listen to me. I used to be preaching that. No, you better be preaching that right now. Right now, when it's hard. Right now, when people are not believing. Right now, when people are like, I don't understand. Like, I can choose my beliefs. Yes, let's break it down. Right now. The same way we can put our beliefs and we can put our attention every single day on what they want us to believe, the same way we can put our attention and our beliefs on the things that we want to believe. Your belief, our collective beliefs together is what creates things. Money is a piece of paper, but collectively we all believe in its value. So if we someone throws it on the floor, someone else is going to pick it up because we all collectively agreed that this thing is valuable. That is how reality is created. So when we all are going to choose, or most of us or a lot of us are going to choose the new valuable things, this will also be deemed valuable. But imagine if when we were bringing in money, paper money, people were like, I don't know. This is never going to work, paper. I'm just going to stick with bartering. And you're here, you know paper is working, you know this is the easiest way, but you're like, should I still barter? Even though you know you have this easier, better way of doing things, or that this is the future. So just choose, ask yourself, decide. What do I believe in? What is my heart and soul telling me? Where do I believe we're going? And act accordingly. No one gets to tell you what to think. No one gets to tell you what to believe, and no one gets to belittle your belief. And if people don't believe the things you believe, it's totally okay. It's totally okay. That is the beauty of life. We don't all have to believe in the same thing, but we could still all very much get along. So pick up your weapon. Pick up your sword. Pick up whatever it is that you're here to wield, to bring into this new era that we're entering in. You feel it, I feel it, we all feel it. We're on this collective boiling pot point. Things are changing. We're in a period of change. That's why some of us are like, in like a week right now, we're like, yes, things are changing. So don't fall back. Don't look backwards. Don't be Lot's wife. Don't be looking backwards because backwards is what's getting you stuck. Backwards is when you're looking backwards. Oh, I used to be there. I used to do that. This used to make sense. Now my new title is not making sense to people. People don't understand what I'm doing. They're not understand what you're doing yet. And that is the key word right there. It's yet. Because you're here to anchor in and create. So create and stop worrying about what it will look like. It's less about what it will look like and more about you actually just doing it and creating. That is what is important. Is you sending your energy, your belief out there in your baby, in your creative baby, in your message, in whatever you feel like you're here to create. The more love we have as a collective, the more love we're going to see reflected back to us. More people who do things that they love, more people who show compassion for humanity, more people who show compassion for themselves, more people who show compassion and forgiveness to each other. It sucks every day hearing people say, the world is going to shit, the world is going to shit, the world keeps getting worse, but yet they do nothing to make it better. What is your contribution? If you believe that the world is going to shit, then the world is going to shit. But if you're like me and you believe that there's always hope for better and that more people are waking up and more people are being compassionate and more of us are treating each other like actual human beings and being compassionate and being understanding and seeing the light and the God in each one of us, And that is what we're going to create. I'm just here to say today, honestly, choose. Choose, decide. Happen to life. Don't let life happen to you. You're not a victim of circumstances. You're not a victim of your life. You're still here. As one of my faves says, for the healer, as long as you have breath, you have choices. You can choose today. This is what I'm going to create. This is who I'm going to be. This is what I want from my life this year. This is the person I'm choosing to be this year and beyond. I don't care about who I was in the past. I don't care about who you look, who you think I am. I don't care about who you saw me as. This me, you're going to need to get reintroduced because this me and this me going forward is going to be different. It's going to be on my purpose. It's going to be moving with purpose, walking with purpose, talking with purpose, being so fucking intentional. Your past is it's significant in a small sense, but your point of attraction is here and right now. Now exists. Now tomorrow is not even a day. It's just now and more now and more now and more now. Who will you choose to be in the now? Who will you choose to be today? When you wake up in the morning, are you asking yourself every day, what is my greatest ideal? Who can I be today? Who can I be today that I would be proud of? And shape yourself every freaking day as much as possible. You guys know what I believe about discipline. I'm not one of those bros that be like, if you're not consistent, no. Some days we fall off. But what I'm saying is become who you want to be. Nothing is stopping you. Nothing is stopping you. You have the power to shape your freaking self. You are sculpture and marble in one. You are artist and art in one. Choose who you want to become. You don't have to be on autopilot. You don't have to be an NPC. You don't have to be. You are very much player one. You're very much main character. But you got to activate that. You got to take the remote control in your hands and start playing the game. You can't just sit down and look at the game being played. You have to enter into it. That's where your power lies. That's where you claim yourself. That's where you claim your potential. Everyone's like, I know I can do this. I know I have potential. But you're not claiming your potential because you haven't picked up that remote control yet and said, this is what I'm going to do. Let me do it. I'm creating something. I'm going on the journey. I may not know what will come from this, but I know who I will be. If we focus more on the who we are and who we're going to be versus the outcome versus likes versus comments versus views, a lot of us would be farther on our journeys than where we are right now. But every time we don't see a like, every time we don't see a comment, we stop. The person I am today versus the person who started my podcast 2 years ago is the growth is exponential. The fact that I'm literally here right now talking to you guys with so much confidence is mind blowing to me. And this is streaming everywhere: Instagram, Facebook. I got family on Facebook, like YouTube. This is mind blowing to me. I would have never done this before. But that is the result of continuously working on myself, continuously believing in myself, continuously choosing what to believe, continuously reprogramming my brain to believe in myself. It shouldn't be hard to believe in yourself. And that simple fact is what pushes me every single day. The fact that I need to reprogram myself to believe that I can be successful is wild and fucked up to me. Because who walks around thinking they're going to be a failure? Why would most of us walk around thinking that we're going to be a failure and we're not going to make it? Clearly, that doesn't come from my authentic self. Clearly, that doesn't come from God. Why would I walk around thinking I'm a bad person or I will be unsuccessful or I don't have skills, I don't have talents, I'm not good enough? Um, what, like, seriously, you think a baby wakes up thinking those thoughts? You think a 2-year old walks around thinking thoughts of I'm not good enough, I'm going to be a failure, I shouldn't try? The fact that you have a burning desire to do something and you're stopping yourself because you think you're not good enough and all of that shows you that there's shit in your mind that you didn't put there. Because why would you intentionally block yourself from getting something that you actually truthfully want? Make it make sense. You want fame, you want money. Why would you block yourself from getting that? No, clearly there's mechanisms in within you that are not conducive to your self-realization, to your individuation, to you living in your purpose. Most people wait for shit to go down in their life to change. And that's happened to me. I won't lie. But at the point where I'm at right now, I don't need more shit to go down. The simple fact that I want something means that I want it. I want it. That's all that matters. I'm gonna have it. There's no needing to be deserving and what you want something, you have just as much dibs on it as anyone else. You want to be a certain way, you want to public speak, you want to be more confident. That's available to you just as much as anyone else. So when are you gonna actually do something about it? When are you gonna actually do something about it and stop being a victim of circumstances, victim of your past? Oh, I used to talk, but people never listen to me. I hate to be this person right now, but so what? You want to speak. You want to be on stage. You're gonna have to forget that. You're gonna have to get over that. You're gonna have to let that use that as fuel. Use that as your backstory. Picture yourself on that stage saying, "People used to clown me, and here I am." But you have to do something. You can't let you can't let your future be dictated by a past where you were living on auto freaking pilot. You weren't even making aligned and intentional decisions. Fuck that past. You didn't even know who you were. You were figuring it out. Fuck that past. If you know who you are now, you're aligned now. Fuck that. Let's get it. Let's get it. I don't know. I feel like I ranted a little bit enough. Did I rant enough? Do we want more? I know this one is not like my usual sweet videos with all the graphics, but this is what was coming through today. This was like literally, this is the transmission today. So that means someone somewhere out there about to stumble on this video at a certain time that they need it and say, fuck that past. That's the motto. That's today's motto. Your past doesn't care about you, your future doesn't care about your past, and neither should you. Welcome to February, my loves. Welcome to the month. I know January, we like to say new year, new month, but we don't know January. January went by too quickly. We are resetting. We're refocusing this month. For those of you who love astrology, go check out that forecast yesterday. February is a huge month. This is a huge year, guys. So choose, decide. No more wishy-washiness. What are you doing? What side of history will you be on? What's your cause? What are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? What are you here for? What's your message? What's being asked to come through you? What do you want? What do you want to inspire in people? All of those things are so freaking valid. And they're asking the simple fact that you want it, the simple fact that you can't think about anything else, that you think about this, and the simple fact that this thought and this feeling and this desire won't leave you just means yours. You're meant to have it. Like we said, I think we said in our 4 videos back, first live, how to stop thinking how to stop giving a fuck what people think. If you need an extra boost, definitely go back and check out that video. What if on the timelines of things, future you has a thing, right? So what if the fact that you have a desire right now is the desire being planted for future you to have what they have? For example, future you has this Audi. You know, if we believe that time is all happening at the same time, you guys should have watched Everything Everywhere all at once by now. That was homework for like 2 weeks. Then future you, for them to have that thing, the desire would need to be planted here so the bridge of incidents can happen for you to have that thing. But if you keep denying your desires, how are you gonna have what you want? Kiki, thank you, baby. Thank you for always being here. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you all for being my mirror, for being my confirmation. I am you, you are me. There's nothing you see in me that you don't have in you. Please thank you guys for witnessing. And thank you guys for witnessing yourself and giving yourself a chance to hear the message that you need to hear to activate you. So happy February. This month we're going to be doing a couple talks like this. Um, February is all about self love, all about love February. That's what we're entering. And so I'm wearing the little pink. So there's going to be a lot about self love and the vibration of love and frequency of love and all of those things on this channel this month. We're going to be having some interviews, some podcast interviews, and learning about feminine energy and manifesting with it and all to do. But when it comes to self love, I teach self love a little bit differently. And I want to explore it a little bit more here because For me, self love is the basis of true manifestation and of true self actualization. Yes, you can be fueled by like guilt and you can be fueled by like haters, just till a certain point. You're gonna get to a point where the haters are not gonna fuel you anymore. You're gonna get to a point where the trauma doesn't fuel you anymore. You're gonna get to that point where you just have to do the thing out of pure freaking love for the thing, or you're just gonna stop. And I think that starting with self love, understanding that everything that you're doing, healing yourself, healing your inner child, creating relationships, dream relationships and friendships for yourself, connecting with people, facing your fears, all of that, I do it out of pure self love. And that is kind of what I want to teach because we have this whole like love yourself. Like I don't even listen. I don't want to compare myself to anyone, but that is how I view self love as this propulsing force within that like you just do everything from that energy. If you do everything as much as possible from this energy and not even just self love, but love in general, how could you not get it back? Like how could you just not get name a vibration in this realm that's higher than love? Like love has the power to change. Love has the power to change anything that it touches. Love has the power to transform. Love has the power to inspire. Love has the power to like do so much. I try to do everything from that vibration as much as possible. I am extremely ambitious. So some days, it's I'm fueled by the by the hustle, by the glory. But most days I try to be fueled by pure love. So this month is all about reconnecting back to our hearts, getting out of our freaking minds, and doing things out of pure love. What if you weren't posting or to go viral and to do like, or you were posting out of pure love? Does that still feel weird and icky and like you can't do it? Do you still feel resistance to post? Like, I want you guys to all think about this week, especially those of you who have a message that you want to send and who have things that you feel like you're here to say as you're part of the new wave. But if you just post out of pure love, no strategy, no going viral, don't give a fuck about the likes or the comments, just posting out of pure love. What if you just had a loving message that you wanted to put out in the world, right? We see so much hate in the world. We see so much bad things in the world. We see like nudity and just like if someone can go online and literally just like shake their ass or just like remove their shirt and like show abs and why can't you post a loving message out into the world? Let's be the change that we wish to see. So everyone who's like on that type of vibe, social media, online, want to post more, try this month from posting out of pure love. Post because you actually love people. You're like, I love people so much. I love my audience so much. I want them to know this. I love my audience so much. I love my art so much. I love me so much, I'm gonna post this. I'm just gonna post this in a feeling and a vibration of love. I'm gonna post this out of love. That's our motto this week. So thank you guys so much for joining today's episode. I've enjoyed having you guys here as usual. Um, this has been a dream for me. So thank you guys for tuning in, being here, leaving wonderful comments for those of you who are watching this not live. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. Trust yourself, believe in yourself. You know exactly where you're going. You know exactly what you need to do. Stop psyching yourself out. Stop being in your head and just do it. Do it out of pure love for yourself, for the people who receive it, for God. Just do it just because. Fuck it, man. Just do it just because. We don't need no reason. Just do it just because. We don't need a reason to create. Just do it just because. So thank you guys so much for joining in. I will be seeing you guys next week, and just keep stay tapped in. Look at the YouTube, look at the Instagram. There's a lot coming this month, and I just want to make sure that you guys get to be part of it. I want us to do a group, like an actual Zoom, self love Zoom. So just look out for that and the sign up link for that. And I can't wait to meet you guys there. Mwah. Have a good night.